The concern is reference to short sellers.
Okay.
So like someone who's like shorting the stock.
Yeah.
So you could make an argument that if the stock crashes, that you could make a lot of money on that. And if you made a story that made Elon look like he's out of control, he's losing his mind, people go, oh boy, I'm going to get rid of my stock because the CEO is out of his fucking mind. And then you're shorting the stock. And so then the stock crashes, and then the people that shorted the stock wind up making a shitload of money. Like, you could make an argument that someone would write, I'm not saying they did, but someone would write a defamatory story just so that they could profit.
Right.
You could do that today.
Oh, if I'm if I'm running a business and I have access to somebody who has like a PR arm, I would do that kind of stuff. I feel like a lot of stuff is all kind of sneakily tied in. You don't really realize it.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was one of the things that came out about Bill Gates. That Bill Gates had heavily invested in some fund. And this fund had been attacking Elon because he has a short position on Tesla stock. Because like Elon had a conversation with Bill Gates. It was a public thing. One of his philanthropic. The word came out wrong. Philanthropic. And Elon Musk asked him, "Do you still have a short position on Tesla?"
Okay.
And it's like Tesla stock shorted like $1 billion. Like,
oh damn.
Yeah, it's like a big position. He said, "Yeah, I do. What does that have to do with anything?" He's like, "Fuck off. Yeah, I'm not interested, bro.
Damn.
You're betting on me to lose. Get out of here, pal."
Did you want him to buy Twitter? I wish he would buy it and shut it down.
He might still buy it. This whole thing that's going on right now, this is like, in my opinion, this is a way for us to find out exactly how many bots are on Twitter. And this is the best way. Because if he just bought it, then he would have to find out.
Right.
He'd have to do some sort of internal examination. But they claim that Twitter only has 5% bots. He thinks it's far more than 5%, and he thinks that the way they determined 5% is not adequate. I forget exactly what they did. It was something like they took a random 100 accounts, and out of that 100 accounts, 5 of them were bullshit. So they figured, well, that's probably 5%. And he's like, that's not how you do it. Like, you need like a really comprehensive way of examining all of the different people that may or may not be bots. But the thing is, like, are they bots or are they on a troll farm? Like if it's in a troll farm, how do you even know if they're bots? Like, how do you know if they're being paid to say what they're saying?
A lot of them are trying to fuck. Usually a lot of the chick ones, or it's like sex. Look at this or something, and it's sex.
Right, but they're not really trying to fuck. They're trying to fuck you out of your money.
Yeah.
They're trying to get your dumb ass to give them a credit card.
Yeah.
Like, I'm having a hard time. My transmission broke. Like, oh, baby, I can take care of that.
That's crazy, huh?
Nothing. Transmission, I'll live on $900. I got you.
Mail him a wrench.
Yeah, exactly.
What about but do you think what if he bought it and then shut it down?
Why would he do that?
Because then it's dead.
Yeah, but then he loses $44 billion. You're a terrible businessman.
But we don't have to fucking deal with Twitter anymore.
What about him? He's out $44 billion. You know how hard it is to make $44 billion? You just give it away to kill Twitter. And then
save the world, though.
They'd just make Twatter. Yeah, everybody would hop on board with Twatter because Twitter's
so?
not around anymore. Yeah, the same people would run it. Listen, if they kill Twitter, those same social justice warrior executives, they'll get some fucking venture capitalists to fund some new thing, and they'll have some, comprehensive, inclusive, new kind of social media platform where everybody's special.
Yeah, I guess I wanted it to be shut down, but I guess somebody would just make it new.
Did you see that Reddit banned the use of the word groomer?
I looked into that a little bit. That is what they were saying, but that's not quite what happened from what I was reading.
Okay, what did you read?
That the screenshot that I've read on a few pages was from a subreddit, and the subreddit claimed that admins told them they couldn't do that stuff anymore. They had to police their subreddit harder using those terms groomer.
Is there a lot of people grooming out there? Is that kind of stuff growing, you think?
Well, the problem is people are using it as an anti-LGBTQ term. They're talking about groomers as it's someone trying to groom young kids and either make them gay or trans. The problem with eliminating the term groomer is, what about some grown man who's grooming young girls and trying to fuck them? Because that's real. Like, that's a real thing. I mean, there have been many young girls that have fallen victim to older men who come along and find some 14-year-old girl and get close to her and then wind up grooming her.
They got to stop it.
It's a thing. Like, grooming is a thing. And I understand that, like, it makes people uncomfortable that people connected to LGBTQ people. And, you know, a lot of it is like TikTok. Because people are seeing these people on TikTok with blue hair screaming, all your children are going to be trans. And they freak out. And they're like, we got to stop these groomers. They're grooming our kids. It's like, but how many fucking of them are there? Like, and how much of this is just magnified by social media?
Right.
And how much of it is magnified by groups like TikTok, which, you know, are, oh my God, I read TikTok's terms of service. I went down a TikTok rabbit hole yesterday.
Yeah, it's good.
I stayed home, smoked a little weed, and I started reading up on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm going to read you this because this is so crazy.
Is it good or bad?
Bad.
So what are you saying? It's a bad place to be?
Listen to this. This is from TikTok's privacy policy.
All right.
It said, we collect certain information about the device you use to access the platform, such as your IP address, user region. This is really crazy. User agent, mobile carrier, time zone settings, identifiers for advertising purpose, model of your device, the device system, network type, device IDs, your screen resolution and operating system, app and file names and types. So all your apps and all your file names, all the things you have filed away on your phone, they have access to that. File names and types, keystroke patterns or rhythms. So they're monitoring your keystrokes, which means they know every fucking thing you type. Wow. Battery state, audio settings, and connected audio devices where you log in from multiple devices. You'll be able to use your profile information to identify your activity across devices. We may also associate you with information collected from devices other than those you use to log into the platform, meaning they can use other computers that you're not even using to log into TikTok. They can suck the data off that. That's what you're agreeing to when you download and start using TikTok. That's wild.
It's insane. My question would be, do you think they did that? They created TikTok just on purpose to have all that?
100%. Wow. I think they saw that people are addicted to social media, and they came up with the most addictive version of social media, which is TikTok. It's the most addictive by far. It's the best for sucking people in. My kids are fucking hook, line, sinker on that shit. I know a lot of other people are hook, line, sinker to grown people.
It's good.
It's good. And it starts playing things immediately. The moment you turn it on, it's like playing you a new thing, playing you that. You're like, you're just sucked into it. And all the while, it's monitoring your, I mean, it's listening to you, right?
Just tell me how it
right
ends,
now,
man.
It ends with China having all of your data. And if they develop a sort of digital currency,
then what?
well, you're fucked. Because if they look, what's going on in China? I don't know if you've seen this, but they pulled tanks in front of banks to stop people from fucking rioting because they just took all their money. Did you see all that? Yeah. Did you see that shit? Oh my God. They have shut down people's accounts, and they're doing a social credit score system. Okay? And they have digital currency. Video of tanks shows Chinese military exercise, not bank barricade. Yeah, according to China and the AP. But if you see what's going on over there with the digital currency, what they have is the ability to tell you can't buy gas. Like, hey, Theo, we don't like the way you're living your life, so you're not going to be able to buy a plane ticket.
China's a dump, man. I mean, there's cool people, and I like some of the food, but I think it just, I don't know. I don't like the way they're doing it all.
Any military exercise they're doing when they're putting tanks in front of a bank is intimidation at the very least.
Do you think the people there even know what freedom is anymore, or you think they're just so brainwashed?
They've never had freedom like we have, so no. I mean, they weren't even capitalists for a long time, right? It was a communist country, and then they realized, you know what, in order to compete, we got to loosen this up a little bit and let some people get greedy, make a shitload of money. And that's what they did. They kind of have a hybrid of capitalism and communism. You know, because in the old days, it was like the government would tell you what you do.
Okay.
The government would tell you what you get paid.
All right.
And you just did what you had to do. You did what you were told.
Right.
But what they do now is they allow people to get extraordinarily wealthy. So some people, they develop industries, they develop businesses, and they work in conjunction with the government. Like every business that exists in China, say it's a tech business, you are an arm of the government. You're not independent from the government. Like that was the concern with Huawei. Like when they banned Huawei phones from being distributed in America. Do you know about all that?
I don't think so. It's not the gas station.
That's Wawa, right? What is it?
You're talking about flip phones?
It's an H. No, they have super complex smartphones. Like Huawei, it starts with an H. Huawei had some amazing phones.
Oh, Huawei. Okay.
With an H.
Okay.
And they had amazing phones that they were using. Like they had like 100 megapixel digital cameras before anybody did. Really like high end phones, but they also had network devices that were stealing data.
Fancy.
Yeah. Well, they were stealing. They were using them as spy devices.
Okay.
You know, like all this shit that I was reading about TikTok. Well, they have a similar situation with like their routers.
So that's spying. So they're spying basically.
100%.
But what do they do once they have all this information? Like, what's the end goal to having it all? Oh,
As
yeah.
FBI found Huawei equipment in Midwest could disrupt nuclear communications. CNN. And that is from yesterday. I'm going to send you this, Jamie. I'm going to send you some new thing. Because this is really crazy. This is some shit that they found out. When the FBI director starts talking about, the FBI director was talking about how bad the Chinese spying is on Americans, and he said it's bigger than every other country combined.
Why do they want to spy on us though? Because what? Because we are what?
Stealing intellectual property, stealing all your data, stealing credit card numbers, stealing where you're going, tracking you, if you're criticizing the Chinese government, like whatever the fuck your control.
So say one day would it be possible then if they take all this information that they could just like commandeer a business's website, right?
For sure.
Like Nike.
For sure.
And
Let's
so then
listen to this guy talk.
Okay.
Listen to this guy talk. Go full screen. Go full screen and then give me some more.
The biggest threat we face as a country from a counterintelligence perspective is from the People's Republic of China, especially China's Communist Party. No country presents a broader, more severe threat to our ideas, our innovation, our economic security than China. And they are targeting our innovation, our trade secrets, our intellectual property on a scale that's unprecedented in history. They have a bigger hacking program than that of every other major nation. They have stolen more of Americans' personal and corporate data than every nation. What's the FBI doing about that? So the FBI is keenly focused on the China counterintelligence threat. We are now moving at a pace where we're opening a new China counterintelligence investigation about every 12 hours.
Jesus Christ. Every 12 hours.
So, like, say one day you could go to a website, right, to buy something, okay?
Yeah.
And China has the information of the website. It has your information. And they could wonder if they could like put their own website over it, so you actually just buy it and they send it to you from China and they make the money, and that company never even gets there.
I'm sure they could do that. It'd be even worse. How about this? Maybe you develop something. You develop some new innovative technology.
All right.
But you develop it using an internet that's connected with Huawei devices or some other device that the Chinese government has infiltrated and put third-party access to. So they infiltrate all of your secrets, and when you go to market, they've already created it. So they already have put people to work building the thing that you have worked so hard to develop. They put engineers on it, and they do it. So all of our intellectual property, all of our creative pursuits in terms of like innovation, they steal all that. Wow. And they build it over there. You know, they have Apple stores in China that have nothing to do with Apple. Everything's counterfeit.
Oh, dude, one time I went to this Starbucks one time in Jamaica, right? We went in there and somebody had just stolen a Starbucks sign and put it up outside of this place. So we go in and the guy's like, "Welcome to the Starbucks Lounge." He's like, "Can I get you a smoothie?"
It was in Jamaica?
Yeah, dude.
So he just had a Starbucks sign.
Yeah, it was like a smoothie shop, dude. It was so ridiculous, bro.
Well, other countries have like totally different rules in terms of what you can get away with and what you can't. China's rules are wild. You know, they have versions of world cities that they've built replicas of in China. Like they have a version of Paris. Ever seen that? Google a Chinese version of Paris. Because they have the kind of money they have in China, and because they have like free reign to do whatever the fuck they want, they've literally built cities that they don't even use.
Oh, I wonder if
What do you wonder?
I'm trying to think what I wonder.
Look at this. The Eiffel Tower left is one of Paris' most iconic landmarks. The second largest replica in the world can be found in, boy, say that word, Tianducheng, after the Paris Las Vegas hotel in Nevada. Like, look at that one on the right. That is a fake Eiffel Tower. It looks exactly like it. But it's in China.
But that's just like us.
Look, they built the buildings. They have to sign in for this shit. Everything's like email. But look, they made all the different buildings there. That's what's wild. Like, they've recreated everything. They've recreated, look at that. I mean, that is fucking wild. They recreated the building on the corner. They recreated all this shit. Look at that. It's in China.
Oh, yeah, that's the...
It's a huge replica of Paris. Like, they've literally reproduced Paris.
Well, dude, the one thing that's wild about China, you ride on the trains, and sometimes they have these buildings, and they built them, but there's no windows. They're just, like, completely abandoned, but they're huge high-rises just everywhere. There's nothing in them. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. That's what we're talking about. Like, they have the ability to do stuff like that we just don't have.
What do they do if somebody dies over there? Do they bury them, or they don't care?
I don't know. I mean, they can definitely make it disappear over there. Do you know that bodies exhibit? That was another thing that I went down the rabbit hole yesterday with.
Oh, the one that went around America?
It didn't go around America. They're simultaneously going around the whole world, all over the place.
Body world or whatever.
Body
cut the body.
Right. They dissect the body, and it's a process where they infuse the body with plastic.
Yeah.
Do you know where they get those bodies from? Chinese unclaimed bodies, which include political prisoners.
I went 3 times, dude.
I went a couple times too.
It was unbelievable. You see the one with the baby in it?
Yeah, there's baby ones. There's a bunch of them. But they're in all sorts of different countries simultaneously. They're going on right now all over the world. There's one that's permanently at the Luxor in Vegas. Wow. They have that one there. They have them all over the world, and they're bodies of prisoners. Yeah, I mean, it could be like there's one where the guy's playing tennis. Like, that could be some guy who's like a fucking tennis player who bangs some dude's wife. And they decide, he's like, "Oh, you think you're gonna fuck my wife?" And they just turn this dude into like a plastic statue holding a tennis racket with his dick hanging out.
Yeah, and they even cut their dick down the middle.
They do things where if you found that in a warehouse, you would say that's pretty normal. You have to pay. You have to pay to get in here, so it must be normal.
We're getting acclimated to weird stuff being more normal.
That's the weirdest. That was one of the weirdest things. If you find out that these people most likely were executed, and some of them they found bullet holes in.
Oh, damn, dude.
Which makes sense, right? I mean, if you're going to get a body from Chinese unclaimed bodies, which include prisoners,
like a raw stress for less
prisoners.
But his fucking body's over there.
Yeah. And they've also
they're all smalls.
They connected one of the guys who sells the bodies to this Russian group that was using homeless people and prisoners, and then they sell them the bodies, and they take these bodies and they dump them into some vat. See if they can find like a thing on the process of plastinization.
Plastinization, yeah. We saw a dude in Albuquerque with a sword, man, late at night. Yeah, damn, dude. Am I struggling that bad today?
No, you're not struggling at all.
That nicotine really got me.
Is that a new one, Jamie? You opening up a new one? The but it has the label on it.
That's how strong this shit is. It puts the label back on itself.
Yeah, it seals, reseals.
Bro, I can already feel it. All right.
It was so bad. It's so bad when it's.
Bro, I'm not joking, bro. I'm not joking, dude. It's so sharp, right? It's so sharp. Yes, I feel like.
Jamie, you want some of that? Nope.
You sure?
When was the last time you had some? Feel great. When was the last time you had some? Come on, give me a little hit.
I don't need it.
Come on, a little bit from me.
I can fake it.
It'll help you lift weights, Jamie.
I already did today.
I feel like a sword just came on me. It feels insane.
Oh my God! You put the lid on that, please. Oh, you gonna take another one? Oh my God, you're an animal.
I like to ride the fucking dark.
Does it get better the second time around?
It gets a little more manageable. Oh my God. I feel like they're moving furniture in my fucking DNA.
Yeah, that is not good.
Dude, you gotta have Bobby Kennedy on, man. He's an interesting dude.
How did you meet him?
I met him just through like this. I met him through just some other friends.
Yeah.
And he just is just an interesting guy. He's just so smart. He just has some, and he works with the environment, you know. So his whole life has been about taking care of the environment.
Yeah, he was an environmental lawyer. You're crying. Are you emotional or are you just like freaking out because of smelling salts?
I mean, I can get emotional sometimes, but I think this was and that thing made my heart slower.
It's so rough.
It makes me never want to play golf, dude, smoking that cigar.
So when you had him on, were you associate golf with cigars?
Yeah.
The cigar bothered you?
Rich people, you know, fucking A.
Clemson making deals.
You go to Clemson or what?
Roll Tide.
Yeah, but he loves, you know, he started with the environment outside of our bodies, and then, so I think whenever everything happened with COVID, he was thinking about the environment inside of our bodies. He's long been, you know, somebody that speaks out about, what's it called, inoculations.
Yeah, he was an environmental lawyer, right?
Dude, I had a buddy who was addicted to inoculations fucking during COVID. He broke into like a CVS and did like 40 fucking shots, dude.
What?
Yeah, bro.
What?
Hell yeah. He got like big boots.
How's he doing? Maybe that's the key. You gotta get a lot.
I think he's doing fine. I've seen him at some meetings.
Inoculation meetings.
No,
Inoculations Anonymous.
Hey, bro.
He goes to IA.
Yeah, you got some MMR or what?
They were trying to mix that Johnson & Johnson with that Moderna, get that rush. And they're trying to get just below a stroke. I just want that blood to flow smooth.
But Bobby's interested. He just got that voice surgery.
He did?
Yes, I hope it.
When did he get that?
I think about a month ago. I don't know if it's. I'm not sure. I just texted him, so I don't know. But I hope it gets better. He's just a really neat guy.
So what was wrong with his voice? Because I've heard that it was something he actually got was an injury from a vaccine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because you can find that.
Oh, that would make so much sense.
Yeah. Because he's so.
We took him down that road.
Does it say it here?
Spasmodic dysphonia. That's it.
It causes his voice to quaver. What's quaver? Is that like quiver? And make speech difficult. It's a form of involuntary movement disorder called dystonia that affects only the larynx.
That larynx.
How did he get that though? Because I had read that he got that from a vaccine. Like there was a vaccine for something, and that hit his vocal cords.
Oh, I don't know. I can't. I mean, he might have told me. I don't remember. You remember stuff really well.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember most stuff really well.
But that's insane, dude.
Yeah.
You know that's really fucking weird.
What's weird?
I mean, it's
My
not,
memory?
It's not weird. I shouldn't say weird is the word, but it's really people don't have that.
How so?
They don't, man. I've met a lot of people that aren't able to remember that kind of stuff like you. You got that.
But that's what I do. I'm in here doing this all the time.
I know. But you have a really good. You also have a great knack for it.
Well, I have a knack for remembering things that are interesting to me. Yeah. I can remember like like when I do like UFC stuff, like I can remember fights from like 20 years ago. Wow. I can remember details of like how it went down. Yeah. Who fought who, how, what happened.
Yeah. That's exciting. Yeah, I wonder if I had a greater memory, what it would be like.
I also take Alpha Brain though. That definitely helps.
Yeah.
This version of Alpha Brain, the newest version, the black label, this stuff is legit.
Maybe I'll get on something.
So I'm gonna get it for you.
You will?
Yeah. I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer in nootropics. There's been 2 studies that we did for the Boston Center of Memory. Boston Center of Memory or Boston Center of Memory. What was the name of it? Anyway, there was 2 double-blind placebo-controlled trials that they did where they showed increase in verbal memory, increase in your it's like your ability to form sentences, ability to recall words.
Yeah.
And the alpha flow state. Oh yeah, there's Andrew Huberman actually went over it, and I think they have the video of it on an Instagram site. But he went over all the ingredients that are in Alpha Brain and how they could benefit memory and cognitive function. But it's been scientifically proven that stuff benefits cognitive function and memory. And there's a bunch of different nootropics. I mean, obviously I'm connected to On It, but one of the things I'm not connected to that we love is NeuroGum. We always have stacks of that NeuroGum. That stuff's great. I've never had that. It's very good.
I'm jacked on this stuff.
Which stuff?
All of this.
Coffee.
That. An NAD shot I got.
You had an NAD shot. You had 2 shots of Juju Mufu's you've got 2 of these Black Rifle coffees that have 300 milligrams of caffeine each. You've downed 2 of those. You're all hopped up on speed, son.
I'm not doing that great.
You look great.
I'm doing really great.
Your hair looks fabulous.
Thanks. You think I look all right, Jimmy?
It looks great.
Thanks, man. I've been feeling better. I think that getting that caffeine in my heart early fucking shook me with that stick right there. Nicotine.
Oh, the nicotine, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Tobacco. You only took like a little bit of that cigar.
No, man. Look how much it's going.
Deep in this bitch.
Yeah, y'all can handle it, man. I think I just got, I'm just not that high. I'm sensitive. Yeah, I'm sensitive to different materials,
Have you ever smoked cigarettes? Have you ever a cigarette smoker?
Yeah, I used to smoke them, man, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, man, but I fucking smoked them bitches.
You know what I really like? Vape pens.
Yeah, you do?
They make these tobacco ones now. You take a hit and you just have a head rush. The mother of all head rushes. It's like, one big shot and breathe it out. And it's like, Kill Tony has a sponsor. They're called, I think it's called Escobars.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that I like.
Bro.
Bitches are
They're
hard.
fat like a cigar, and you take a hit of those, and you are just cruising.
And they're all flavored, like they mix like flavors and like things that have happened in your child, like kiwi puberty or something, or fucking kiwi puberty. They'll have like cinnamon divorce, and you're like, what the fuck's going on
Cinnamon
here?
divorce. They're so strong. I think didn't they like make a move to outlaw?
Yeah, they just did, but that's only I think for Juuls. I think they're still letting some of these other ones go. Because yeah, man, people can now smoke indoors. I think more people are smoking now than ever before.
But they're doing it with the vapes. Yeah. But I wonder how bad the vapes are for you as opposed to cigarettes.
When we find that I mean, it's like I'm sure they didn't test it for 30 years. It's gonna be bad.
Like a lot of people smoke cigarettes for 30 years before they get cancer.
Dude, I just feel like, I wonder, do you think that the world is really getting like, that everything's getting real shady and weird? Or do you think we're just getting older and people as they get older start to think that things are getting shady?
I think things are definitely escalating. They're definitely getting shadier and weirder. The problem is they're also getting exposed. So they have to be more aggressive in how they propagandize and how they pretend that things aren't shady and weird. So then you feel like you're being gaslit, right? You know what gaslighting is?
Not exactly.
Someone pretends that something is different than it is. Like I would talk about something. Like maybe if I like started talking about Jamie, and I said Jamie's, he's always been this really aggressive guy, and he's just really mean to people, which is the opposite of Jamie. And I'm gaslighting you. I'm telling you about Jamie, and I'm trying to put something in your head to make you think things are different than they are.
Okay.
I'm trying to make you think that it's your problem, it's your fault that something went wrong.
Okay.
So it gaslight you, like pump you up with a bunch of information, where you really start believing it. Like, oh wow, that's what gaslighting is. And you're seeing that from news organizations. Like you're seeing that from like CNN.
Yeah, fear tactics.
Fear tactics, and also like pretending Joe Biden's fine.
Right.
Pretending, oh, he's just got a stutter. Like, that's gaslighting.
Right.
When they like, did you ever see like the press secretary go on Don Lemon, and she was like, and he was like, is Joe Biden too old to run for president? She's like, oh, how are we even asking this? I can't even keep up with him. He's amazing. Like, that's gaslighting.
Right.
Like, that lady knows that guy's a dead man, a walking dead man.
Yeah, it makes you feel sad they keep putting him out there.
It's sad. It is sad. If that was your father or your grandfather or something like that, you saw him like stumbling over words on television and sitting on Jimmy Kimmel's couch and forgetting what he's talking about. Like, it's sad.
Yeah, but it reminds me of my father. And so it's like,
Right, because your dad was real old, right?
yeah. So it like, it's funny because it's like it reminds me of in weird ways, But it would hurt my feelings if they did that to my dad. If they pretended like he was well and he was struggling, and because of his age, not because of something he had done to himself.
Meanwhile, Fauci is 2 years older than him. And I was listening to Fauci in an interview today, and he was sharp as a tack. Sharp as a tack. I mean, whatever that guy's doing, other than vaccines, whatever stuff he's getting into his body, he must have the best nootropics. He must be on the ball.
Do you think that there's better chemicals out there that people have access to that we don't know about?
I think I probably have access to them.
You'd have access to them.
Yeah.
Do you?
No. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, there's some strategies that you can use that can mitigate the aging process. And I've talked to a lot of those scientists, guys like David Sinclair that are like from Harvard, who's at the cutting edge of this stuff. So there is some stuff. And there's also this study out of Israel, and so articulately and asking, he was on the Hill, that show Rising on the Hill, and they were interviewing him. It was really interesting. He's very sharp.
We had a dude try to fast.
How many days?
I think he did almost 40 days or 20-something days.
How much weight did he lose?
He lost. He was ribs and dick by the end. And still, and dude,
I was thinking ribs with a big old dick.
I remember he told me, he goes,
I'm thinking skeleton, big old rubbery dick.
he told me, he goes, it broke my heart because the first dude I saw with the Diet Coke, I wanted to fucking blow him. And I was like, oh, man, what a letdown.
I saw a video today of a Rottweiler throwing up a woman's dildo. And like in full, like they brought the Rottweiler to the vet. Fucking Instagram. They brought the Rottweiler to the vet, and the vet's like, the Rottweiler's like, and it comes out this giant hot pink dildo comes tumbling out of this Rottweiler's mouth. This poor lady has to sit there and go, yeah, that was in my ass.
Oh. Somebody had to go get it.